Hello, friends. Thank you so much for being here. I wanted to hop on and introduce myself. My name is Julie. I am 30 years old and I currently live in Northwest Arkansas. I work in the residential real estate industry. I am a licensed real estate agent and I also am a business owner. I co own a real estate photography business. We do listing photos and videography and drone for all of the agents in our area. So that keeps me pretty busy on the day to day. And then I also now am doing YouTube content. I'm engaged. My fiance's name is Drake, and he currently lives in New York City. So we're doing some long distance, but we are getting married on New Year's Eve this year. And then after that, I'll be moving up to join him. He's currently getting our real estate sales business going up in New York, and we are so excited to be living in the city, the best city in the world. I'm passionate about all things fitness and self-care and just wellness in general. I'm a runner. I signed up for my first full marathon this year, later in October. It's the Twin Cities Marathon, and I could not be more excited, but I also could not be more nervous. So I'll be taking you guys along on that journey. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, we got a full grocery haul for this week. Lots of good stuff to fuel my training. I love this Oikos yogurt. It tastes really good and has a lot of protein, and it's sweetened with stevia, so it doesn't have added sugar, which I like. Got these tortillas. I'm planning on doing breakfast tacos for breakfast this week, and these also have pretty simple ingredients, and they taste like homemade ones from a restaurant. Love that. Also got this pico de gallo also for the breakfast tacos, along with some avocados I want to use as well. These two things I just love having on hand in the freezer. They heat up in the microwave like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and they're ready to go. I love these for busy days to just grab and get out the door. Same with these Balance Breaks. Nice good snack with like 8 grams of protein a piece. Restock the English muffins. These are my obsession right now. 15 grams of protein. They're just so good. I don't know what's in them. Can't describe it. They taste like a peanut butter candy bar, basically. Ingredients are pretty good there too, which I like. Let's see what else. Got these to go on the yogurt along with some strawberries here. This is so good. You have to be careful with it because you will eat the bag in one sitting. Got these little single serve bags. I've just been craving like a salty snack here and there lately, and I wanted something that was healthier. And these actually have like 5 grams of protein a pop too, which is nice. Let's see what else. I got this pad thai, and then I have this little cheese enchilada meal. I just love to have things in the freezer to pop in if it's a busy day or I'm exhausted or whatever, but I still need something good of sustenance to eat. Love little things like that. Again, craving the salty snack, so I got some popcorn, and this is a treat. Love this stuff. Also have to be careful to not eat the whole bag. And then let's see, got this sauce to try on my breakfast tacos, egg whites for the breakfast tacos, and then green onions I put on literally everything. Got these little mini chopped salad kits, Nashville Hot. These are the best single serve salad kits. These make really good lunches too, but this flavor is so good. They have like crispy dried pickle chips. So good. And I got some fresh salmon to go on top of that. Yeah, and I think that's about it. That's a full grocery haul for the week, and now I'm starving. It's time to make some food. gym. Gonna mix up some of this Intraflight from BPN. It has BCAAs in it and some electrolytes, and I just feel like it gives me a little extra boost when I'm lifting heavy. Don't know if it does, but it tastes really good. This is the lemonade flavor, and I literally just inhaled all that powder. Oh my goodness. Easy run done. Man, it was honestly such a frustrating run. It was just a battle with my heart rate the whole time. I did not sleep well last night, and I'm someone that my heart rate is just very much affected by nutrition, sleep, all factors in life. So yeah, it was a battle the whole time. I felt like I walked more than I ran. Heart rate is just always a struggle for me, but I'll talk on that a little more in the video. Hopefully some of you can relate to that. So yeah, I'm just glad to have it done, honestly. It's kind of a bummer when it's such a beautiful day like that. Your legs, you just want to go and you want to run fast, and that was just not the case today, but that's okay. We got it done. That's all that matters. Run is done. 4 easy miles at an average 12:08 per mile pace. Yeah, had to take it nice and slow today. Just finished an hour on the bike. over there. As you can see, super sweaty. Even though I did it at a really low heart rate, like 130-ish, mid 130s, 140 I think was my average. I'd planned on doing a speed workout today, but I have a huge blister on the bottom of my foot from whipping out my Vaporflies last week. So just did the bike, got some sort of aerobic activity to kind of keep the momentum going. And we will see if I can get back to running tomorrow. Probably not gonna do the speed workout though. Might just do like a couple easy miles, and then hopefully we can hit speed on Friday. I got a 10K in a few weeks. I just got back from a work event, and honestly I've just had a very busy day and have not been super on point with my nutrition, so I am starving. So I stopped and got sushi. Not ideal, but it is reality, so wanted to share, and I'm excited to dive in. Yep, that is the stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that was a total fail. I got about a mile in and my blister was just so aggravated, and I knew I wouldn't make it any further. So I just called it and then walked back. So I ended up getting like a mile and a half, and I just got back into the car and it inspected and it popped. So don't know if that's a good thing. Maybe that will make it heal faster, but I don't want to show you guys. It's so gross, but I do want you to know how big it is. Like it's huge, and it hurts. So I wanted to do my speed workout tomorrow, but that's just definitely not going to happen. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm just going to have to take a few days off for it to heal. It's a bummer because I'm just so ready to run. My legs are ready, my lungs are ready, my mind's ready. I just want to get after it and I can't. But I have a 10K in like 2.5 weeks. I still think I'll be able to perform pretty well, and definitely PR, because I've literally only raced one 10K in my life like 3 years ago. So I think I'll definitely still perform well, but it's a bummer I'm not really getting to train as much as I wanted to for it. But it's okay. Sometimes in running you have to take one step back to take 2 steps forward. So that's what we'll be doing the next few days, is just resting and letting this completely heal so I can really hit it hard. I signed up for my very first full marathon in October. I'm really excited. I'm doing the Twin Cities Marathon. I think it's like October 6th. So I'll be doing a 16-week training block for that starting in June. So I'm really trying to build up my base and my speed at shorter distances in the 3 months before that. So I have a pretty ambitious goal for that marathon. I would love to do it in 4 hours or under at like right at a 9-minute average pace. So I think it's achievable. Considering my half last year, I ran an 8:48 average pace and the weather was horrible. It was like 30-mile-per-hour winds. So I think I could have ran it even faster than that. So it's doable, but it does mean a lot of things have to go right, and I have to stay healthy and injury free from pretty much now till October. So starting off with this blister is a rough way to start off, but it is just the reality of running. It happens. So trying to stay positive, and yeah, we will just finish off the week by resting. About to head to the sauna and get some compression, and just go into the weekend. It's sauna time, my favorite time of the week. It's just so relaxing. My phone doesn't last long in here because it will overheat. So I just get to put it away and relax. I try to do this about twice a week, and usually try to do for like 35 minutes a time, around the 140, 150-ish degree mark. So I would say the last 10 minutes or so are a grind, but I just remind myself that if I can get through that, I can get through the last 6 miles of a marathon, because that will be harder. So it's a good mental training as well, and I actually do feel like it helps my muscles recover and everything. I've been reading lately that sauna is actually better for you than an ice bath. as an endurance athlete. Like, I guess the ice bath kind of stunts the healing of the muscle, whereas the heat from the infrared and everything actually accelerates and helps that. So that's gonna be something I'll be testing out in the next 6 months. I try to time it to do it like the same day after a speed workout or a long run. And so far it seems to help a lot, and it helps me sleep better too, honestly. A sauna session just knocks me out, so I'm already sweating. I'll do a little update just to show you how much I sweat. Don't know if you can see with all these red lights in here, but we are sweating. We're sweating. Counting down the minutes, I am absolutely dripping and dying. I want to sit down today and talk about my running journey and some of the struggles and frustrations, and also just some of the wins that I've had throughout the past. It's been about 6 years now that I've kind of been on this journey, and it has not been linear. I think sometimes we can miss what it took someone to get to a certain result, and I certainly did not step out and run a sub 2 hour half on my first one. So I just kind of want to talk a little bit about my journey and how I got to where I am now, and got to the point of wanting to sign up for a full marathon. So for me, it took many, many years to get to the sub 2 hour half goal that I had. There was a lot of injuries, a lot of frustrations and things along the way, and just a lot of emotions, honestly. And at some points feeling like I wanted to quit, to be frankly honest with you, thinking that I just couldn't do it, my body wasn't made for running, the things that a lot of people say, but it's just not true. Like, you really can do whatever you set your mind to. So I ran my first half 6 years ago, at age 24. My friend and I just decided to sign up for one on a whim. We thought it would be a cool goal to accomplish, and she was living in New York City at the time, and the race was it was 2 laps around Central Park. And if you've ever ran Central Park, you know that was a rookie mistake to sign up for that as our first half, but we did it. We ran a 2:17, I believe. I'll dig up and pull the results, and that was with just not an ideal training block. We had no idea what we were doing, so we ran every mile at a 9-minute mile pace, thinking if that's the pace you want to race at, that is the pace that you need to train at. We could not have been more wrong. Also never lifted a weight during this time and didn't even look at a foam roller. So I actually ended up getting a stress fracture after this race, just because I had no idea what I was doing in terms of recovery or the right way to train or anything like that. But it was enough that it bit me. It gave me the running bug, and from then on, it planted the seed of the goal to run a half under 2 hours for me. So moving on from there, that was in April of 2018. Ran my next half in March of 2019. Ran a small race in New Orleans with the same friend. In this one, we had not trained well for at all. Like, very inconsistent. Once again, no weightlifting, no cross training, no body work, none of that. So that one ended up running about a 2:30. It was an unbelievably tough race, and that was definitely a contemplation of, should I keep doing this? Like, this is hard, and it takes time and dedication. But in 2020, I started dating my now fiance, and he is a sub 3 marathoner. He has had a lot of success in running, and he taught me the 80-20 rule of running 80% easy, 20 hard, and he introduced me to body work and also cross training and weightlifting and all of the activities that you need to do to support your running and be successful. So I started consistently getting back into running with his help, and over those next few years, I would struggle with injuries and just the process that your body goes through to adapt to running consistently. I also struggled with having a high heart rate and having to walk a lot to bring my heart rate down, and having to run much slower than I wanted to, and especially slower than my ego wanted me to. So that was a struggle. He can attest. There was a lot of tears shed and a lot of times of, once again, wanting to give up. But I had that sub 2 goal in the back of my head, so I wanted to keep going. I ended up racing my next half marathon, which would be my third, in December of 2022. I raced the Dallas half, and my goal for that my goal for that race was to just have a 9 in front of every mile. If I could just hold on to that, that is something I would be just really happy with at that point in my running journey. And I ended up accomplishing that goal. I ran a 2:08 that day, and that gave me the confidence to know that my sub 2 hour goal really was in sight at that point. So then in 2023, I really hit running hard. I ended up running 1,000 miles last year. So that was also a really cool accomplishment, and kind of just showed how far I've come through all the injuries and frustrations, that I could be that consistent and stay healthy for that long to run that many miles. I ended up paying off. I ran my 4th half in September of 2023. I ran the Newport Liberty Half Marathon in New Jersey, and my goal for that race was obviously sub 2. That was like, if I could get sub 2, nothing else mattered. But my second goal was also to run an 8:45 pace the whole time and not fall off at the end, and really be steady with that. The weather was terrible that day. There was like 30-mile-per-hour wind, so mile 8 to 11 was running. Can I get my R's right today? Was running straight against those winds, and it took it out of me. It took my effort level to like an 8-minute mile just to hold an 8:45. And so unfortunately, I did fall off the last 2 miles, and we dipped into the 9s, but ended up finishing with a 1:57. So could not be more thrilled with that. And right when I finished, I thought, gosh, like, that was such a hard effort level. I'm never going to run a marathon, but slowly but surely, over the next few months, I had that voice in my head saying, you can do this, and you will regret not going after this. I do genetically have just a higher heart rate. Like when I was 25, I could get my heart rate up to about 210, and now I'm 30 and I can still get it up to 200 if I'm really pushing hard, and I easily, on all my interval work, am in the 190s. So I can also, my heart rate for that Dallas race was in the mid 190s the whole time. So I can hold that high heart rate for more than 2 hours. So definitely genetics play a role, but I do know I'm not immune to the science. And even though a lot of those typical heart rate calculators with the age don't really fit me, the Maffetone one would put my max heart rate at 190, and I could surpass that easily. I do know I'm still not immune to the science of needing to run easy and that being a specific heart rate. So for me, I've decided that anything below 160 is considered easy for me. And I've just determined that through the perceived effort during the actual run, and then also how I'm recovering from the run as well. Do I finish and feel like I didn't really run and I could have ran forever? That's really an indication for me of what's easy. And I'll say even now, I have to walk a lot to keep my heart rate down. That's just something I think I'm going to continue to have to do till I mature even more in my running. It can be tough when a lot of what you see on social media is people day in and day out running 9-minute easy miles with a 140, 150 heart rate. It feels really discouraging because you're like, why can I do that? Like, how are they doing that? And especially if they're a newer runner, like they're just starting out, it can feel even more discouraging, I think. Like, it's great for them, and I love that for them. I wish that was me. It's just not. Probably never will be. Most of the things you see out there say that your easy pace should be 2 to 3 minutes per mile slower than your 5K pace. Mine is 3 to 4 minutes slower than my half marathon pace. Also for me, it varies so much depending on what happened the day before, like my nutrition, my sleep, my hydration levels, my stress levels, the weather, is it super humid? Like, everything for me is a factor. And so I'm not just clipping off 11-minute miles every single day. Like, one day it's 10:30, one day it's 11, one day it's 11:45, one day it's 12:30, and I'm walking a ton. Y'all saw earlier in this week, my average pace was like 12:02, 12:08, something like that. So it just varies a lot for me, which is something I don't think a lot of people talk about either, but it's a constant struggle for me, just the variety of my heart rate. And it's been a journey to kind of get to the place where I let my ego go and I just post those 12-minute miles on Strava, and I don't hide my heart rates and things like that, because it's hard. I think especially in the running community, there is a lot out there to compare yourself to. And so my hope is that somebody can relate to my struggles of heart rate, having to run slow, having to walk a lot, and feeling like they've been at the journey for a while and they're still having to do those things. So I hope some of you can relate to this. For me, a lot of what's out there, the people running those 9-minute easy miles, it's not that relatable. And so I hope that something is relatable here, and that I can connect with some other people in the running space that are like me. You know, I think the beauty of running is the same as what brings the struggles. It's just you and your feet, your mind, your heart that get you through it. So it's, I think, the coolest sport and the most rewarding, but it definitely has its struggles and frustrations. And I definitely want this to be a place where I show all of that, because I think sometimes we just get the highlight reel of things and not some of those harder and tougher moments that every runner absolutely struggles with, because that's just the nature of the sport. My fiance says this all the time, but running owes you nothing. You get out what you put in, and sometimes there's things that you can't control either. Done everything right and you still get injured. It's just part of it, and it's part of the ups and downs. And I think I want to create a place where those things can be shared together, so you feel like you're not alone.